In 2168, Cyvara proved humanity and prehistoric life could thrive together through compassionate bio AI innovation. Every neighborhood welcomed gentle guardian dinosaurs, protecting families, while ancient Cycad forests restored nature throughout Cyvara. Brakka was more than transportation. His daily life connected the family directly to Cyvara's living ecosystem.
Every morning, Brakka carried his family through Cyvara, turning ordinary travel into peaceful ecological living.
These ancient Cycads fed Brakka, sheltered
Wildlife, filtered air, and quietly sustained Cyvara's living ecosystem. Instead of another machine, the Vaelor family travels quietly with Brakka, their living bio AI vehicle. Brakka never attacked danger. His greatest strength was knowing when simply standing between mattered. Brakka harvested only mature leaves, allowing Cycad forests to feed him while continuing their ancient cycle of growth. Nothing was wasted. Cycad leaves and Brakka's organic waste returned nutrients directly to the living garden.
Every Cycad became a sanctuary, supporting countless small creatures while Brakka quietly protected their shared habitat.
Across Cyvara, ancient Cycads became living infrastructure, cooling streets and filtering the city's air naturally. Short journeys become quieter as Brakka transports people, groceries, and supplies without engines or exhaust. Getting off is just as easy. Bio AI gently lowers the platform, keeping every family journey safe and easy. Brakka carries the family's heavy gear with ease, transforming prehistoric power into practical, sustainable transportation.
By returning home safely, Brakka completed another journey as guardian, transporter, and member of the family.
Before Brakka guarded a family, TianCinematic scientists had only fragments of an Ankylosaurus genome to recover. Recovering DNA was only the beginning. TianCinematic Bio AI had to reconstruct missing genetic instructions. After months of testing, the reconstructed genome finally began functioning like a living biological blueprint.
Inside TianCinematic's laboratory, the extinct Ankylosaurus finally began its journey from reconstructed DNA toward living tissue. The tiny embryo developed steadily, carrying ancient instructions toward a future no Ankylosaurus had ever known.
Ancient armor slowly returned, growing naturally across the embryo's back, exactly as evolution once designed it.
Then came the heartbeat, the unmistakable rhythm proving that a prehistoric life form was truly becoming alive.
Then its tiny limbs moved for the first time, revealing a nervous system awakening inside an extinct animal.
When its eyes finally opened, Cinematic's extinct dinosaur looked upon the future for the first time.
Brakka's first independent breath marked the moment reconstructed DNA became a living prehistoric animal.
His first taste of Cycad connected Brakka's restored body with an ancient food source recreated for his future.
With every uncertain step, Brakka's ancient body relearned movement beneath a future world's careful protection. His growing tail was not merely armor. It was becoming a powerful shield. Trust was never engineered into Brakka. TianCinematic taught it, through patience, safety, repetition, and genuine companionship. Brakka. That day, TianCinematic realized they had created more than a dinosaur. They had awakened a guardian. Before Cyvara became green, TianCinematic scientists searched ancient fossils for the genetic blueprint of vanished Cycad forests. Unlike dinosaur DNA, plant genetics offered living relatives, giving TianCinematic clues to rebuild an ancient Cycad.
From damaged fossil DNA, TianCinematic created the first living Cycad cells capable of continuing their own growth.
One tiny seedling emerged, proving an ancient Cycad could once again grow beneath Earth's future skies. The restored Cycad's ancient leaves unfolded again, creating the first shelter for a future miniature ecosystem.
The roots did more than anchor Cycads. They created soil, shelter, nutrients, and life for countless smaller creatures. The restored Cycad became Brakka's food forest, while its shade and roots sheltered an entire community of smaller animals. Across Cyvara, restored Cycads transformed hot streets into shaded corridors, cooling people, animals, and buildings.
The restored Cycad groves also helped regulate air, moisture, and carbon exchange across the rapidly growing city.
Deep Cycad roots held Cyvara's soil together, slowing rainwater and protecting neighborhoods from erosion.
Within the Cycad grove, seeds, insects, and tiny animals created a nursery capable of renewing itself naturally.
Beyond feeding Brakka, the Cycad forest became Cyvara's living barrier. It stood against wind, dust, erosion, and ecological collapse.
Cycad roots slowed runoff and stored moisture, quietly helping Cyvara complete its living urban water cycle.
One restored Cycad fed Brakka, insects, birds, reptiles, and countless organisms through an expanding living food web.
3 years later, the restored Cycad forest could reproduce, feed wildlife, and sustain itself with minimal human intervention.
The green ecosystem seemed perfect, until Brakka sensed something beneath the Cycad roots that humans could not hear.
A hidden water leak was flooding Cycad roots, threatening the forest, wildlife, and Brakka's carefully restored food supply.
Within days, excess water began suffocating Cycad roots.
Brakka refused to abandon the damaged grove, instinctively protecting the plants that had become part of his home. It's right here.
Following Brakka's warning, the family traced the hidden water leak directly beneath their garden.
The family sealed the broken pipe with a root-safe repair, stopping the leak before the Cycad forest suffered permanent damage. Once the leak stopped, oxygen returned to the roots, and the damaged Cycad forest slowly began breathing again. As the Cycads recovered, insects, reptiles, and birds returned, restoring the living community around Brakka.
With the forest recovering, TianCinematic built Brakka a protected path, connecting his home to the wider green reserve. Brakka's strength became practical too, carrying the Vaelor family safely through Cyvara's green corridors without engines. Brakka's strength helped the family travel, while his calm instincts made him a dependable guardian. Brakka had become more than transportation. He was now part of Cyvara's living infrastructure and family life. After surviving so much, Brakka finally had a permanent home.
Brakka and the Cycads became living proof that extinct life could return without remaining trapped inside a laboratory.
Thank you for watching. Sometimes protecting the future begins by giving the past another chance to live.